Hey, folks. Thanks for stopping by Kaiser's Castle. I'd like to get into this. This is about that whole silliness with the Facebook, everybody going to go to Area 51. Of course, I'm going to have to do it, but I'm going to link it with an event that may or may not have happened. I mean, there's a lot of backstory to this. There will be a link in the description. By the way, you guys take a big seat on my big orange couch. Grab yourself your favorite coffee, tea, adult libation, or a soda. It matters not to me. The drawbridge has been lowered, and everybody's already here on my couch. With that being said, I came across a, it's a cautionary tale from a channel called Explore With Us. It's a good channel. It's pretty interesting. The point is, they go into a thing that have happened or may not have happened or whatever, but there's links in their description. I'll link you to them from a old site that used to be called Mac Adventures series. Okay? And the Mac Adventures, I guess it was a father and a son team. And what they were doing was they were traveling across the U.S., and their final destination was going to be Area 51. And the gentleman on the site. Now, you guys all know on my site, if you've been here a while, what I did for a living. I started, as a military policeman. That's a fact. Did my thing. It is what it is. And I went on to be, an Army MP, then a Marine MP. Then I went on to be a contractor after leaving federal service. And of course, when I was with federal service, I worked for several different agencies. That's all I say. And of course, there's always photos, this, that, and the other. That's kind of how I entertain you, since I don't know how to do the video thing. So, with that being said, I posted first the Contractor's Creed while you were listening to the music. By the way, that music was brought to you, as always, by Axion Ghost, and it's called the Hanabu Highway. So please go over to Axion Ghost. I will put a link in the description on that so you can listen to the music. Anyways, getting back to the channel that we were talking about. Explore with us. It's actually a pretty good channel. I enjoyed it. I went through some of their stuff and wanted to see exactly. But the guy who's talking on it, I think he doesn't really understand some realities. First off, the first reality, photography of this area is prohibited under 18 U.S.C. 725. Okay? Now, you have to understand, you have Title 10, which is DOD, and you have Title 6, which is federal law enforcement. That's a fact. Nobody can deny. If you're going to violate a law, just by filming it, just because the media can do it and you can do it, doesn't mean that every time you do it, you're not violating that law. And the thing is, this is the ridiculousness of it. And I just don't think you're getting your mind right. Remember how the kids were licking ice cream? That silly crap? Well, guess what? You've given them your own evidence. So when you post it, they know who did it. I mean, it even says in no drone zone. It tells you use of force is able to be used. That's from the base commander. That's Title 10. Okay? This is a cautionary tale for these people that think that storming Area 51's a good idea. Okay? Anyways, as we go through this, there's numerous times in the videos that they shared, and that's Mac Adventures, and they shared it on their page, which of course is, directly linked to them. And once they were stopped, and don't think, here's how you build this. Articulable facts. The facts are they probably already had video of you jumping across several times, not just at one gate, but a couple gates, across the line. Well, now you've crossed the line. It's kind of like licking the ice cream, right? Imagine that. So that's an articulable fact, and you have a couple of them that combine to give you probable cause. So thus, you get stopped by the camo dudes. Well, the camo dudes are contractors. Period, point blank. Some of them may be federal agents. They could be, honestly, don't think, because it's an Air Force base. And I'm pretty sure there's a few places on there that have Army stuff, but we won't get into this. But the point being is, they're probably OSI, Office of Special Investigations, AFOSI. And they do have limited but authority outside of base. And guess what? Could have been DCIS agents. They are totally 6C, Title 6C, which are federal cops. They're, if you understand where I'm going with this, they are the Office of the Inspector General, the OIG for DOD. They are the FBI for DOD. And that's who their top law enforcement agency under Title 10 is. But they are Title 6C because they have the ability to arrest civilians. So you don't know really who stopped them, the camo dudes. You honestly don't know what agency because they're not displaying. People saying, well, that looks fraudulent. Well, actually, it's next to a federal reservation. So let's say Lincoln County Sheriff's Office rolls up. The guys have their credentials on them, and they just said we stepped off the base to look at something. Them not having a license plate would be no issue at all. So that was a specious argument a lot of people were saying. I saw all the drama. I went through all the little, comments. So that's specious anyways, on the face of it. Then we get into, you've gone from articulable facts, they've jumped across the line, they've taken pictures, so now you're building a case for probable cause. So they had probable cause to stop them, even outside the base, okay? Once you've stopped them, you've taken their information, even if it's just license plate numbers, which they've probably filmed, and they already had that. So the arrest can be made at any time. It's time to build the case. This is how federal cases work, folks. They don't have to arrest you at that time and place. They've interviewed you, figured out what's going on. The guy gives them, we're with Mac Adventures. He gives them their YouTube channel. So now they know where to look. So, anyway, so all that video that they kept doing was building the case against themselves. The guy wanted to talk about Fourth Amendment and some other things, and I'm like, well, they gave up their Fifth Amendment. They were talking. So they led them right to where they needed to collate the information at. And I posted a couple pictures of both gates where they crossed. And they physically crossed it. They even made a line. They took pictures. I mean, the evidence, they gave the government evidence. Anyways. So then there was this mystery. There's a whole bunch of drama. It's all silliness. But, explore with us. Actually, he tried to do the best job he could because I just don't think the man knows how federal law enforcement works, whereas I do. He's like, oh, well, you're giving away your this, that, and the other, violating right. No, they're not. They gave them all the information. It'd be no different than if you and your friend jump the line, which you guys don't do. Your videos are legit. They're good videos, by the way. This is no way a slam on you. You just don't understand how the law works. Just like if you come through, my last agency was Immigration and Customs. CBP up in North Border. That's all I'll say. And at the border, guess what? The Constitution doesn't exist there. This base is, you have two kinds of jurisdictions in federal bases, federal property. You have exclusive and you have concurrent. Concurrent means civil law enforcement and civil fire, all these things can come onto that base to assist with a mutual aid agreement or something like that. Exclusive, which is Area 51, S4, whatever you guys want to call it, S2, it matters not what you're talking about. That entire base is exclusive jurisdiction, okay? That means even federal or state LEO can't go there, and federal LEO, unless they're DOD, and they've already been told and have orders to go on there, can't go on there unless they're authorized to go on there. There's a reason why our government is dissected into different things, and that's why Title 10 and Title 6 exist. Okay? Now, this is why it's a cautionary tale. Who knows the truth of it? But my point is that during the interrogation of them, there was an interesting thing where as the young man, Garrett, I believe his name was, turned around, I saw a patch. Now, it's in ACU. The patch I posted now is basically what it always has been, of second ID. It's on the, as he's turned around with his hands up, it's a second ID ACU patch. And there's other patches. If you watch the video, you'll see like a medic patch on his little bag on his back, which is just like a cross in red. It's something that you would put like on a bag to let everybody know this is my medical kit. Grab it if I'm bleeding or something. So, I mean, the guy probably, well, maybe not probably, but could be military. Then now, even if he's been put in the IRR, he would be subject to the UCMJ, the Uniform Code of Military Justice. And everything that you get within the UCMJ will not come up as a conviction necessarily, unless, you know, you're a law enforcement officer and you run a CCH, complete criminal history. And it may not even come up then. In all honesty, it's a matter of reporting from DOD to FBI. So anyways, as a close-up on the sign, it very clearly states, no trespassing by the authority of NRS 207 and 200. Okay? Maximum punishment, $1,000 fine, 6 months imprisonment, or both. Strictly enforced. That's at both gates, folks. And so guess what? Even putting your foot, your arm over it, yes, you've trespassed. They let him go. But then they posted their video. And with Garrett, it's easy. Even if he's been put in the IRR, the individual ready reserve, he's still subject to the UCMJ. And if he's got a clearance, it got yanked. So this is just one of the realities of this situation. And they talk about he's missing 6 months of time. He started being a weightlifter. Well, weightlifters start out in prison, blah, 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 blah. I get where they're going with that. But I think it's rather simplistic to think of it in that term, okay? That kind of terminology. I think a more apt way of describing it is to think about it in the way the cops are thinking about it. And the guards, they could probably detain you, apprehend you. But in the video, he said something to another group of people. He blocked, why am I mind dumping him? Let me go look back now. He blocked the Explore With Us crew. And he was texting to somebody else and said he was in FDC, a federal detention center. All right, that's possible. And it could have been confined at a brig somewhere if he was on IRR. We don't know. There's a lot we don't know. And there's a lot I don't know to the facts on the case. But what I do know is that they gave anybody who was looking at him all the evidence they needed for a prosecutor to get a conviction, if the prosecutor wanted to push it. And as it stated, it's an exclusive jurisdiction. So I'm sure they could find somebody, a prosecutor, that would want to go after them because they blatantly and wantonly crossed the line. This is a warning. Everybody thinks they can't stop assault. You're right. They may not be able to, but they work by ABGD, Air Base Ground Defense. And that's a defense in depth. So if you're thinking you're right at the gate and you're going to see all them little alien bodies and all the little crap I've been seeing people talk about, makes me laugh in the first place because you're an idiot. But the second part of it really boggles my mind because you're looking at a much longer run than you think. And all that's defense in depth. Don't think they won't have those heat up things that make your body feel, the microwave things that make your body feel like you're hot all of a sudden. Don't think they won't have CS or other agents out there to make you not want to go any further. They might even throw out some puking agents out at you. Who knows? They're fully justified in doing it. The commander's authority is paramount, folks. It's not like it might be the president has an order. No. There's something on there that's a threat. It could be a threat to your health, your safety, or it could be a threat to national security. So that's why deadly force is authorized. That's why they have the little camo dudes that run around, drive around, and tell people, get the hell out of here. And remember, they're contractors. So that means they're probably DOD, former DOD, like, you know, Navy, Marine, Air Force. Could even be Coast Guard. Who knows? Or they could be a federal cop. You have no idea. Neither do I on what they're doing. But those camo dudes have the authority, all right, during that little slit of area. So, and honestly, because it's exclusive jurisdiction, do you think Lincoln County, if they came out there and they found these dudes right outside the gate and those guys can articulately show facts that you have already crossed their line, that they're going to take the camo dudes away to jail? No. No, because they're out there because you brought them out there. Okay? And they let them go. They detained them briefly, probably got their license plate numbers, probably looked at their IDs, because it's such a brief amount of stuff that you can see in that video, because it's, you know, like I said, Explore With Us did a good video, but I'm sure there's cuts and edits in it. And the guy did say, oh, we're Mac Adventures. Cool, man. But yeah, like I said, the patch on his back said it's clearly a ACU second ID patch, Infantry Division patch. So he may have served there. You know, I don't wish this on them, but something seems like something went on. And it's kind of a forewarning to these folks that think, oh, it'll be so fun, we're just going to go in there and play with the ships. Well, folks, you're young and stupid, okay? Don't think I haven't been young and stupid. I'd also tell you, I learned a long time ago that sometimes you don't want to be that stupid, because you better be tough if you're going to be stupid. And I mean that. So, like I said, don't, this whole society, the way we've taught our kids is kind of wrong-headed in a way. Make sure that you know what you're doing. You know, you don't want to be like me, where every day I'm shuffling. Maybe my name, but old Kaiser understands. And you need to grasp some understanding on this. And I mean that. I honestly want to thank, because it's, other than the little bit of critique, I'm not hating on you, Explore With Us. EWU, that's what they call themselves. Don't think I'm hating on you. I'm just trying to correct some things that you're a little wrong about. And that's okay. We've all been wrong, and I can be wrong every day. Trust me. I'm no better or no worse than you. It was a good video. The synopsis is the one I'm going to link, where you guys finally did your last video and you said it'd be your last video. And I think it's a good warning for all these people thinking they're going to go play. And they're not going to play. That's the problem. They're not going to be allowed to play. And unfortunately, they've been told that they can. Remember, the wolf must eat. And you don't want to play with the wolf. And don't get the sheepdog theory twisted. Because wolves travel in pack. A sheepdog's all alone. With that being said, thank you for stopping by Kaiser's Castle. I'm glad you sat on my big orange couch today. I'll be letting you guys finish up your drinks, chilling out. And as you do, once you're gone, I'll raise the drawbridge of Kaiser Castle. And I will play Axion Ghost inside enemy headquarters as the outro. God bless, be well, be safe. With that being said, shuff out.